Hello everyone, welcome to Science in School. In this video, we will learn about reproduction in animals. Reproduction in animals. Some processes are essential for the survival of every individual. Example, digestion, circulation, respiration, etc. In this lesson, we have learned another important life process, that is reproduction. Reproduction is the essential for the continuation of a species. Reproduction is very important as it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individuals generation after generation. We have to see the young ones of different animals. Now we can see the young ones of different animals. In human beings, the young one is baby, cat, kitten, dog, puppy, butterfly, caterpillar, hen, chick, cow, calf, frog, tadpole. Modes of reproduction. In animals, we can see two modes of reproduction. First one is sexual reproduction and second one is asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. In animals, males and females have different reproductive parts or organs. The reproductive parts in animals produce gametes that fuse to form zygote. This zygote, which develops into a new individual. This type of reproduction, beginning from a fusion of male and female gametes, is called sexual reproduction. Male reproductive organs. The male reproductive organs include a pair of testes, two sperm ducts, and a penis. The testes produce the male gametes called sperm cells. Millions of sperms are produced by the testes. Sperm cells are very small in size. Each has a head, a middle piece, and a tail. Each sperm is a single cell with all the usual cell components. The use of the tail in the sperm cell is to move from one place to another place. Female reproductive organs. The female reproductive organs are a pair of ovaries, pair of oviducts, fallopian tubes, and the uterus. The ovary produces female gametes called ova or eggs. In human beings, a single matured egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. Uterus is the part where development of the baby takes place. Like the sperm, an egg is also a single cell. The egg may be very small in humans and much larger in hens. Ostrich egg is the largest egg. Fertilization. The first step in the process of reproduction is the fusion of the sperm and an ovum. When sperms come in contact with an egg, one of the sperms may fuse with the egg. Such fusion of the egg and the sperm is called fertilization. During fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm and the nuclei of the egg fuse to form a single nucleus. This results in the formation of a fertilized egg or zygote. So, the zygote is the beginning of a new individual. In the process of fertilization, an egg cell obtained from mother and sperm cell obtained from father. Because of this, you can recognize you will get some characters from your mother or your father. Fertilization is of two types. First one is internal fertilization and second one is external fertilization. Now, first we will discuss about internal fertilization. Fertilization which takes place inside the female body is called internal fertilization. Internal fertilization occurs in many animals including humans, cows, dogs and hens. External fertilization. In some animals, fertilization takes place outside of the body of the females. In these animals, fertilization takes place in water. Example, frog and fish. During spring or rainy season, frogs move to pond or slow flowing streams. When the male and female come together in water, the female lays hundreds of eggs. Unlike hen's egg, the frog's egg is not covered by shell and it is comparatively very delicate. A layer of jelly holds the eggs together and provides protection to the eggs. As the eggs are laid, the male deposits sperms over them. Each sperm swims randomly in water with the help of its long tail. This results in fertilization. This type of fertilization, in which the fusion of a male and female gametes takes place outside the body of the female, is called external fertilization. It is very common in aquatic animals such as fish, frog and starfish, etc. Now we know about test tube babies. Test tube babies. Have you heard of test tube babies? In some women, oviducts are blocked. These women are unable to bear babies because sperms cannot reach the egg for fertilization. In such cases, doctors collect freshly released egg and sperms and keep them together for a few hours for IVF. IVF means in vitro fertilization. This fertilization takes place outside of the body. In case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week and then it is placed in the mother's uterus. Complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other baby. Babies born this technique are called test tube babies. Development of embryo. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote which begins to develop into an embryo. The zygote divides repeatedly to give rise to a ball of cells. The cells that begin to form groups, they develop into different tissues and organs of the body. This developing structure is called embryo. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of uterus for further development. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called fetus. When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Development of embryo in hen. Internal fertilization takes place in hens also, but hens do not give birth babies like human beings and cows. Soon after fertilization, the zygote divides repeatedly and travels down the oviduct. As it travels down, many protective layers are formed around it. The hard shell that you see in a hen's egg is one such protective layer. After the hard shell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg. The embryo takes about 3 weeks to develop into a chick. We must have seen the hen sitting on the eggs to provide sufficient warmth. During this period, the development of the chick takes place inside the eggshell. After the chick is completely developed, it bursts open the eggshell. Viviparous and oviparous animals. The animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Example: dog, cow, cat, and human beings. Characteristics of viviparous animals. Viviparous animals have body hair and have a mammary glands. The babies feed on their mother's milk. Babies develop inside their mother's body. These animals have external ears. Example: deer, elephant, horse, cow, cat, rat, and kangaroo. Oviparous animals. The animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. Example: frog, fish, snake, and crow, etc. Characteristics of oviparous animals. Oviparous animals do not have body hair and they don't have mammary glands. Babies develop outside of their mother's body. They do not have external ears. Example: insects, fish, amphibians, reptiles, and birds, etc. Young ones to adults. Metamorphosis. In some animals, the young ones may look very different from the adults. Recall the life history of silkworm. Egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Observe the different stages of frog. We find that there are 3 distinct stages, that is, egg, tadpole, and adult. The tadpoles are like so different from adults. Similarly, the caterpillar or the pupa of silkworm looks very different from the adult moth. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Example: frog, silkworm. Now we learn about another type of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a mode of reproduction in which a new offspring is produced by a single parent. In this reproduction, a single parent is involved. No gametes are formed, no fertilization takes place. In this process of reproduction occurs in a very short time. In this lesson, we learn 2 methods of asexual reproduction. First one is budding and second one is binary fission. Budding in Hydra. We can see this type of reproduction in Hydra. In Hydra, there may be one or more bulges. These bulges are the developing new individuals as they call buds. Since new individuals develop from the buds in Hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. Binary fission in amoeba. Amoeba is a single-celled organism or microscopic organism. It begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nucleus into two nuclei. This is followed by division of its body into two, each part receiving a nucleus. Finally, two amoeba are produced from one parent amoeba. This type of asexual reproduction, in which an animal reproduces by dividing into two individuals, is called binary fission. If you like my video, please subscribe.